Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, today is Thursday, March the 6th. Thursday, March the 6th, about 8 a.m. East Coast time. XRP at about $2.59. This would be the same posting I would have done yesterday, but I was out there busy saving the world. For those of you who know me. First up, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. This is XRP. I know everything. Actually, I don't know anything. Not financial advice. I just share the ideas that are swirling around in my head. As I've stated many other times on here, Fredak, it's one and done. But today, I've actually got notes. Notes. Probably because dementia is setting in. Makes you wonder. I'm listening to some guy on YouTube that has dementia. But this guy also bought XRP at 37 cents, and he's just waiting for generational wealth. Alrighty, let's dive right into all this here. So, XRP, I know everything. To be clarified and straightforward, I don't know anything. I just try to learn something new every day. So, like I say, you come and you subscribe, you listen to Fredak, in one ear, out the other. If something makes sense, grasp onto it. Try to share some of the things that I've seen time, over a lifetime of chasing money around the block. Alrighty, let's get started here. So it's Thursday, March the 6th, $2.59. XRP has been dribbling up. We're going to get into the reasoning behind that and why it's possible there is a trade in there. And I have to play both sides of the fence. And I will extrapolate on why it's a tough trade. Starting out with decoupling, that's what I wrote down. I think the decoupling, the connected at the hip with Bitcoin, has already come and gone. I said this in one of the postings maybe a day or two ago, 2 days ago. Take a look at the 1 month chart. You'll see where Bitcoin's been, and you'll see where XRP is. XRP to me seems like it's poised to become the go-to world currency. The currency that will change the world. Might be right, might be wrong. Time will tell. Okay, what do we got written down here? The talking heads with all the gimmicks. Yeah, you can go and find anything you want out there. Why the world is flat, the moon is about to crash into the sun or crash into the earth. There's somebody out there spewing everything on YouTube. The bottom line is the bearish for Fredak's reasoning. I don't think it amounts to a hill of beans. Once a lot of people get involved with XRP and it becomes a mainstay item, that will all change. The herd mentality, I have an understanding, I think, of the herd mentality and how to play the herd mentality. And there is a certain way to increase your chances of being correct. No guarantees, of course. A little bit of wind here. Out by the pool. One of these days I'm going to jump in that pool. Alrighty, so I also think that I've noticed that watching some of my favorite people out there, the ones that have 90,000 subscribers, 150,000, 3 million subscribers, tons of watches, I don't have that grouping, but it's growing. Why is it growing? Because people out there are starting to realize that if you watch Fredak, you might just grow your wealth pile. And isn't that what it's all about? Most of us are trying to grow our wealth pile. Okay, what do we got here? All the gimmicks, the Fibonacci's, the bearish cross, the golden cross. There's this happened and that happened. I personally don't think enough people are following it yet to have those things become they as a self-fulfilling thing. Any comments you might have, and I love the comments from you guys out there. You guys are great. Part of my enjoyment of all this. That and the day where XRP surges and people say, Fredak, I want to thank you. I changed my whole life financially thanks to you getting on board with this. That's what I look forward to. Back to the notes here. Alrighty. We got Friday, the White House. Alrighty, let's talk about Friday in the White House. Now I'm going to extrapolate into stuff about the trade, the possible trade. In the stock market world, There's a strong following globally. Buy on the rumor, sell on the news. For example, if it's a Monday morning and there's supposed to be some big court case that's going to be decided on Friday about XYZ stock. If it goes one way, the stock is going to go up. If it goes the wrong way, it's going to go down. But volume is increasing and the price is increasing. I have found over time, you could jump on board on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday and ride that wave upward a little bit. And then there's an axiom of buy on the rumor, sell on the news. Give a great example. Probably 30 years ago, 35 years ago, the Chrysler Car Company comes out with phenomenal earnings. Everything's a blowout. About 8:39 in the morning, I'm talking to one of my fellow stockbrokers, and I'm like, man, wouldn't it be great to own 2,000 shares of this? It was at like 52 and a quarter, 52 and an eighth from the night before. All this incredible news had been released. I'm like, stock's going to go up like 2-3 points. 2,000 shares makes 6,000. This is back when I was a young man. Money meant something. It still kind of does. You just need a lot of it. Stock opens, slowly goes down all day. At the end of the day, it's down like 3 points. My co-broking friend is like, well, what about that 2,000 shares you were thinking about buying? I said, yeah, that wouldn't have worked out so good. I said, what is that all about? And he explained to me, he said, everybody was buying it the preceding days leading up to the blowout news. Now they're unloading with the news. Also, the big funds, if you're like a Vanguard group and you own, let's say, I don't know, 27 million shares of this Chrysler, and you're thinking about getting out of it, the opportunity time is when there's going to be a tremendous amount of volume to keep feeding yours out and selling. So if you're going to liquidate a large amount of your position, 15, 16, 18 million shares of the whole thing, that's the opportunity to do it. So what I learned was that they buy on the rumor, the herd, the momentum, everybody jumps in, and they sell on the news. Is that what's occurring with the White House having this whole crypto thing at the White House tomorrow? Mr. Garlinghouse, all the big shots are going to be there. Sure, you could buy into this thing probably now and skim off 4, 5, 7, 8 cents, 15 cents, probably. It's not financial advice, just the idea swirling around in my head, but let's think about it. At $2.59, you grab 1,000 of these. That's going to be $2,590. Or if you have a pattern day trading account and we had ETFs, which is the protection of the Securities and Exchange Commission for the best price. Someday I'll elaborate on that, but best price scenario, because right now I don't know if best price is what's going on these different level 2 exchanges that I've been looking at. And I really got to get the board out here, the whiteboard with the marker, to make it a little more visual. Got to upgrade the technology world too that I have. But let's get back to the trade. So if you have, let's say, $30,000 in your trading account. Now, a lot of you can say, Fred, I don't have $30,000. I understand that. Grab some XRP. When it surges, get out of some of it, you open up your trading account. The trading world is all about trying to put as many advantages on your side. It's like flipping a coin, but I'm willing to put $1.60 to your dollar. I'll wager heads or tails on a 50-50 proposition. I'm willing to play $16 to your $10. You should grab that every time, as long as it's a fair coin, a legitimate heads or tails coin. It's a 50-50 mathematical proposition. If we only spun it once and you lost your $10, you could walk away feeling confident that if we had done this 1,000 times or 10,000 times, I would be freaking rich. Back to the trade. So if you have, let's say, a pattern day trading account, which you need $25,000 or more. So if you have call it 30,000, you get 3-to-1 leverage. You can be in and out, in and out, in and out. 3-to-1 leverage on 30,000 is going to put you at $120,000. You could easily buy 15,000 XRPs at $259 and maybe get rid of them and it's always maybe. There's no guarantee. It could flutter downward also. And the big money, they kind of see what's going on, and they have plenty of ammunition and there plenty of cannon fire to sit there and try to create waves up and down. Hit the sell, go with not a market sell, but a market with a limit price, 4, 5, 8 cents below. Hey, listen, if the volume is somewhat light on XRP and they put in to sell 700,000 at $2.51, right down to $2, and they can see the level 2. They know what's going on. Someday we'll elaborate a little bit more on the black boxes. The game is like so rigged against the small people that you actually have to find the opportunity to align yourself with the maximum mathematical advantages that you can. So if you pick up, let's say, 10,000 of them, and it's in your pattern day trading account, and if there's an ETF, which there isn't, but with that ETF, it's going to change the whole game. 10,000 of them at $2.59, call it 260. 10,000 of them is going to be $22,600. You get a surge up to $2.68. 10,000 of them, making $800. You're playing the momentum going into the Friday, into tomorrow. That's about the only thing you have going for you. Whereas on the day trading world, you're looking for volume, group strength, you're looking for all the markets to be in your direction, either up or to the red side down. If you're shorting, you're also watching out for certain things like first day down, third day up, fourth day down. That creates the opportunity for reversals. And I will elaborate on these things for the day trading world down the road. Some of you are going to say, come on, Fred, get this stuff out there. Yeah, I have this thing called a life on the outside world. Alrighty, so buy on the rumor, sell on the news. Is this thing that popular? No, I don't think that it is yet. But is it on its way to getting popular? Yes, I think that it is. Okay. Do you think the big money wants XRP to run? I don't think so. Everything that I've seen about it looks like they'd rather it stay down here wallowing around in the lower price ranges. Certainly at $2.59, you're not going to have too many individuals stepping in and buying 10, 20, 50,000, 100,000 of these. Understandable. So it is whittling itself down to just the big money, big institution, the big players. What do they call it? The elephant in the china shop or something like that. When they bounce things around, but then it becomes a game of them all bouncing against each other, and they'll all slit each other's throats for an eighth. The saying from 50 years ago. Alrighty, so do I think that the big money wants this thing to elevate? Probably not. They want it to stay down where it is. That's what I think. Comes to statistics. Everybody on here is spewing all these different numbers. There's this, there's that. You can turn it this way and that way. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's like Kung Fu. But the reality is, speaking of the Kung Fus, let's go with Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, supposedly, whoever they are, they proclaimed that he was the real deal. He was that good in the martial arts world. By and large, if you were at a backyard party, mid-afternoon on a Saturday, beautiful day, talking with some friends, Bruce Lee is one of them there. He's in that group. Somebody off to the side says, it's Bruce Lee. I don't like that guy. I'm going to throw this beer bottle at his head. He was so well trained that he would probably just go and knock it out of the way. That's kind of what it comes down to when you're involved with all of this stuff. You don't want it to get too emotional. You want it to just be reactive to what's occurring in front of you. How much sense does that all make? I don't know. Sense? S-E-N-S-E or C-E-N-T-S? A little bit of both, I hope. So, let's get back to the notes here. Okay, statistics can all be mangled. Let's just say President Trump. you want to come out with a poll that looks like he's doing a great job, you go to an area where you're going to poll people who are very pro-President Trump. You ask 5 people, do you think President Trump is doing a good job? Yes or no? 4 of them say yes. Now you can turn around and portray this survey that you did, that 80% of the people out there think that President Trump is doing a great job. The reality is that I'd rather hear from a sampling of 100,000 people. Then if you had 80,000 of them, I'd say, wow, that's a pretty true, whereas 4 out of 5 or 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3, statistics can all be mangled to whatever you want them to be. That's what I've noticed in life. So watching all the talking heads, everybody's going to tell you this, tell you that, they're going to tell you whatever you want to hear. Do I think there's a possible trade in this? Yes, I do. Am I set up for it? I am not. If I was, I would have considered it yesterday morning at $2.46-47, knowing this White House thing was coming. There's going to be some bubbling, the talking heads, and the media. I also do believe that as the crypto world evolves, more and more people are going to start to become aware of it. And as they become aware of it, that's when the game can change very, very quickly. I'm also a believer, do not be a stock jockey. Don't be a crypto jockey. Don't think I'm going to sell this and then I'm going to jump on this and buy that, ride that up a little bit. I'll go back over to here. It's going to dip down. I don't think it's worth it. Sure, if you leapfrog from the one to the other just right, it can be very profitable. But if you miss the boat and it sails away, then you're like, wow, I owned XRP at 52 cents. But I got out of it at $1.80. I was waiting for the pullback. It didn't pull back. The next thing you know, it was over $3. If it ever pulls back to where I sold it at, I'm going to get back in. The wind is picking up here. All this blabbling from Fredak. Hope you subscribe. Hope you enjoy this. Any comments you have, definitely appreciate them. May all your days be winning ones. I want to thank you for stopping by.